Hello, good evening, and good evening, good morning. Well, it's good afternoon now. I hope everybody is well. We're just waiting for Dr. Susan. She'll be here in a minute, and in the meantime, I hope everybody is well and doing okay. And yeah, so what's everybody been up to? Tell me. And yeah, so um, what? So we got today. We got a few shows on today. We've got we've got quite a few. We got Susan in, well, Susan now. Then we got Christine at 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Liz at 6 o'clock. Well, so we up till 6 o'clock today. Uh, so tonight is going to be good night for me because I can watch a bit of telly instead and calm down a little bit, even though I've got some other work to be done. But anyway, so good to see everybody today. We're just waiting for Doctor to come. She said she's going to be about 5 minutes. Is that right? So she won't be a minute. And so I hope the day is doing good. And yeah, so if you ever want to be on here, we are taking bookings now for December, or have we still got vacancies for November? We've got a few vacancies in November if you still want to come on. But are we filling up quickly for November? Yes, so we are filling up and for December. Don't forget, guys, I'm only going up to Christmas Eve. On not doing no Christmas Day, no Boxing Day, but I will be back the following day. So there you go. So there you go. So anyway, so that's me, and we're just waiting for a second. Shouldn't be long, and yeah. So I'm sorry I can't play you any music, unfortunately, because we're not copyrighted. And StreamYard says to me that I've got to pay money if I need to play music. So I am not going to do that. So anyway, guys. Anyway, what can I say? What can I tell you? Oh, yes. So you can buy my book. My book is out now, and it's called "There's More to Life Than This." Yes, there's more to life like this, and you can get that in Amazon, and very soon you can get that in other places. So you can do that. And also, if you are like me, I don't read much, but I tell you what, that book is classic. So you should go and get it, and it's really, really good. So there's more to life than this. Okay, so make sure you get it, and be all right. So anyway, so yeah, we've got plenty of copies left. We are we are going down a bit in the but we're getting there. Anyway, more what can I tell you more about? Oh gosh, yes. So we live in Devon. Yes, we live in a nice part of Devon, um, and we are. Oh yeah, we are. Yeah. Um, yes. Anyway, so I'm married to Michelle. I've been married over 15. So, yeah. Uh, really good. Thank you, Susan.
Hi, Steve.
Sorry about that. We were
Oh,
held
that's
up.
okay.
We were held up. I'm so sorry. Things do happen. You know what it's like.
Yes.
Susan, people out there don't know. They missed our kind of like chat last time. Can you
Okay.
tell everybody what you do?
What do I do? Well, I'm an eye doctor by training,
Yeah.
And so definitely I help people to see well, to have clarity with their vision, and to keep their eyes healthy. We don't want any kind of eye diseases and people going blind from that. But on the other hand, besides just gaining clarity with their vision as a author, speaker, life coach,
Yeah.
I help people to gain clarity in life, right? And in life, it could be home life, business life, because if we don't have that clarity, how do we have direction in where we're going? Like I
Right.
said,
Okay.
at home or at work,
Okay.
you're just wandering around in a fog. Yeah. So that's the gist of
Mm.
what I do.
Uh, can I talk to you about? So have you got your book there?
Oh yes, let me grab my book. Hold
Yeah.
on,
Yeah. Because I
hold
want
on,
you
hold
to.
on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Let me grab my book.
Yeah. Fine.
Husband, can I grab my book real quick? Sorry. Thank you. All right. Okay. My book. Yay.
There you go. That's Susan's book. And Susan, I know we touched on it just a little bit last time.
hmm
So talk to us about your book, please.
What is my book about?
Yeah.
My book is there's nine life lessons in it.
Yeah.
Instead of calling it 9 chapters, it's 9 life lessons, and it's called Beyond 2020 Vision because again, it's not about your eyes. This is about gaining clarity in life. And the 9 lessons, and it's not only a book to read, but it's a workbook because at the end of each lesson there is exercise because I'm making you, forcing you to dig deep into what's your purpose, what's your reason, what's the reason for your existence, why are you here, do you want to, well, I wouldn't say want, with what I do as an eye doctor working with the public, I see too many folks just going through the motion of life. They're just merely existing
Right.
day in, day out, same old. But that's not life. We get one life. Well, why do we
Okay.
want to just merely exist? We want to truly live. And the thing is, I'm quite proud of that I did, and this book was 4 years in the making, is that each lesson, they're words of action, right? Because it's either we can take action or we can be passive about it. For example, the first lesson one, live with intention. Right. And so
Oh
we
yeah.
define as what is intention? Intention, purpose. Now we don't we dig deep. It's different for everybody,
Mm.
and you got to live with it. So it's all again action words. Second one, believe in yourself, commit to your goals, embrace change. Be mindful
Mm.
how you think. You are what you think. So these again, all action words. It's like you want to make a change. You're tired of status quo of life. Well, get off your butt and do something about it. Because all the
Oh yeah.
moaning, all the moaning and groaning, it's not going to do anything.
Yeah.
Nobody
And that's
wants.
what we do. That's what we
Yeah.
do in it, Susan. We do a lot of moaning and groaning, and
Where
you
does
know,
that get you? Where does it get you?
doesn't get us anywhere, does
Eh,
it?
Yeah.
No. No. Well done on that. And because you kind of like you tell everybody about that in your book and everything, and congratulations on that.
Thank you. And the
And
book is available on Amazon.com. You just go Beyond 2020 Vision or Google me, Dr. Susan Trung on
I'll tell you what,
Amazon.
Susan. I'll tell you what, Susan. I will do you. I'll do you a trade. I buy your book and you buy my book.
Okay.
Okay. So
Alrighty.
my book is. I'll show you a copy of my book in a minute.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, let me talk to you more about your book. When you kind of like wrote your book, who was it really kind of like aimed at? Because when you write a book, right? Some writers they kind of like they write it out to a specific people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you wrote a youngster's book, say,
Mm-hmm.
young people's book, you do it for young people. But what did your book? Who did your book reach out? Kind of people do you expect your book to reach out to?
Those who are ready to embrace change in their life. And when I say change, I mean, how many times have we heard, oh, um, yeah, I don't know. I don't like change. I'm afraid of change. Okay. When you say, who am I reaching out to? Those who are tired, they've got to the point where they're tired of life the way it is. It's like, what can I do? I don't want to die like this. I know I want to do something different, but how do I go about? Where do I start? So those who are just ready to make a change, ready to take that leap of faith on whatever it is, getting out of that toxic relationship, that job that is going nowhere, all right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or just the I mean, just having ghosts and a past that anchors them. It's really it's so heavy of an anchor that it's just paralyzing them. You
Yeah.
just got to get to, just like anything that you're ready to quit, whether it's quitting smoking or I mean, losing weight. You just got to
Mhm.
get to a point where you're just sick and tired of it, and you are ready, because you have to be ready. If not, I can't force it on you. No therapist, no counselor, no life coach. We can't
No,
force
no.
it on you.
And you're a
You
doctor. You're a doctor too. So
Mhm,
you want you because as a doctor, because you're a doctor, you're a qualified doctor,
mhm.
and as a doctor, you really want to see people change their lives on the healthier side of things too, don't
Sure,
you? You
sure.
know, and this is why really you kicked this book off because you're trying to say to people, look, I want you to, instead of doing self, the old self, I want you to be a new self, where I want you to get off your backside, get some help, sort yourself out,
Mhm.
wake up, it's a new
Yes,
day. You know what I mean?
yes. I
Yeah.
don't want you to feel like you're wasting your life away. I mean, we
Oh
have this
no.
amazing gift, this precious gift of this life, this
Yeah.
on this earth. It is such, every day is such an amazing blessing.
Yeah. 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 And I tell you what, I did the same thing as you because I read a book. This is my book. There's more to life than this.
Yes, yes. See, we're on the same page. We're on the
Oh
same
yes.
bandwidth there.
Yes.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. And that's you know. And I tell
Mhm.
you what, in this book, it's about my kind of like starting from when I was younger, growing up and everything, and going through life like abuse and kind of like other issues in my life, mental health
Mhm.
and obesity and things like that. And and how I'm helping people now. And there's one thing what we need to do in life. It's like when something happens in life, we need to get back up again
Yes.
and we need to get ourselves sorted out, just ourselves, and say, right, okay, this has happened,
Mhm.
okay, but move on. Doctor Susan, I kind of like say this to people. We're on a journey, we're on a road,
Mhm.
and sometimes we need to go into a lay-by and to kind of like sort ourselves out. When things happen, we need to go into that lay-by and go, right, okay, I'm going through this at the moment.
Mhm.
I'm going to get myself better. Then we come back at that byway, and just kind of like keep on going on our journey until we
Yes.
reach our goal. Every one of us can have a goal in life,
Mhm.
you
You're
know.
right. It is this journey, right? Life is this amazing journey taking us on all these different journeys. But the thing is, when we get back up, I don't want you to get back up being the same person, right? Get back up smarter, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Stronger, wiser. Get back up, but asking yourself, okay, what did I learn from that? Because you see, Steve, there's a lesson in all of it. There's a lesson in all of it if we choose to see, right? If we are ready to receive it, to receive the lesson and the message. We have to be ready. I mean, come on, as an eye doctor, right? It's not only just the eyes, but it's the mind.
yeah.
As my tagline, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Sight is a function of your eyes. Yes, you need those eyeballs to have the sight and see the world out there. But vision, that vision is a function of your heart, right? You don't
Mhm.
need your eyes to live into your vision, which comes from your heart. And what is that vision of that life, that ideal life, that dream life to you, at home, at work, right? So you got to learn. If we don't learn, how are we going to grow? Isn't that what growth is, Steve?
That's
Right?
it. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, got to
yeah.
learn.
course we do. We're still learning, and
Sure.
every one of us has got to learn from. We make mistakes along the way, you know.
Yes, yes, but those
And
mistakes are very valuable lessons, though,
oh
Steve.
yes, yeah,
Yes.
oh yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And if you ever notice when we do make mistakes in life, that later on in our lifespan, those mistakes have come back and thinking, hang on for a second, I did that mistake, but now I can cope with it.
You're right. It is. Coping
Yeah,
skills is a
yeah,
very important thing, right? Because
yeah.
better coping skills just allow us to live a more peaceful life. And when I say a more peaceful life, it's because you mentioned in your book your different journeys, and one of them you mentioned is mental health. And we know
Mhm.
when it comes to mental health, I mean that's such a it's such a big issue globally, right?
Oh,
And yeah, and if we don't have that, we gotta have that. If we don't have that mental health, physical health, I mean it goes hand in hand. But when
yeah.
if somebody asks, well, gee, Susan, which is more important? Come on, I think we can all agree here. Mental health
No,
at the top
yeah,
of the list.
yeah, yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
When you kind of like, in my case, when I wanted to go to that, I don't know if you know about me, but the, the one thing of what happened to me was when I went to that bridge and I wanted to commit suicide,
Mm,
right? That is the time where you think your thoughts come in and you think, because at that time I wanted just to die and get off and just get on with my life. But
mm,
something there and then said, no, Steve, this is not the way. So
mm,
then what you got to do then, you've got to kind of like say, right, what is the way? You know, think
mm,
about something positive and what
mm,
is the proper way. But I didn't even know that until I went to hospital. When I went into hospital
mm,
under Mental Health Act,
mm,
like, um, I realized there and then that there was more to life than this. There was
mm.
more to life than anything else. So I had to kind of like get myself sorted out, stop feeling sorry for myself.
There you
Right?
go, right? You just hit it on
That's
the
it.
spot. Stop
Yeah,
playing the victim. Stop
yeah,
being the
yeah,
victim.
yeah, yeah.
Right. Yes.
And it says in my book. Let me read you something.
Yes.
It says,
Please.
uh, where was it to with mental health? With with mental health issues, some of sorry, no, hang on for a second. When I tried committing suicide on a bridge in Cornwall,
Mm,
was it because I kept on feeling sorry for myself,
mm,
or was it because of my mental health playing me up? I wanted to die, but afterwards, I didn't want to. I realized afterwards that I thought, why did I want to do that? Why did I want to kill myself while everybody else around me cared and loved me?
mm-hmm.
I look back today and thinking, am I the person who was thinking about myself and not thinking about others? And and the trouble is, that's what we do. We go through life, right? And we go, oh, me, me, me,
That's
me, me, me.
exactly it. That's exactly it.
You know
But
what I mean?
you're right. There's got to be a purpose greater than ourselves, Steve.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
It isn't a me, me, me world. Right? It's a me, you, us world. You see
yeah,
that
yeah,
you're exactly. I hate to say it, it's a bit selfish, right? It's a bit selfish. We can wallow for a while and oh, poor me, and have a pity party. But after that, it's like, okay, that's it. All right. Because it's not just me here. Okay, let me help myself, but I can help myself by helping others. Because I help myself more so when I help others, right?
oh, yeah,
Whether
yeah, yeah.
yeah, right.
Mm.
So yeah, no, I'm that's great that you went through the process and you said, well, I wanted to die, but then you changed and you said, no, you know what? I want to live.
Yeah,
There's a big reason, right? I
oh,
want to live.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And with your being a doctor, being a speaker, being
Mhm.
what you are,
Yeah.
what what kind of what made you kind of like be a speaker in the first place? What
What
made you
ne-
become author?
Okay, sure. You're right. life is interesting in its journey, right? Because I went to school, I worked hard, went to college, due to the university, then to a primary school to be an eye doctor. And I'm like, oh, this is great. I'm blessed, successful practice, staying busy. I mean, I'm gonna retire, I'm gonna die like this, right, Steve? But life throws you some curveballs. And I know you've got plenty of different curveballs to share. But
Yeah.
but the one big curveball was a little over 7 years ago. I lost a younger brother, because in my family it's myself and four younger brothers, and his name was Devin, and he was 42 years old. He was diagnosed with stage 4 liver cancer. But what was, I don't know if it made it more challenging, was from the time of his diagnosis to his passing. The doctor told us we had about 3 months with him, but we actually had 9 days. 9 days was it, from the time he found out, okay, why am I experiencing such pain, and getting all worked up by the doctors and finding out what it is and getting the diagnosis, to him taking his last breath. And losing my brother so suddenly like that, so unexpectedly, suddenly, it you want to talk about a wake up call. It was a major, major wake up call. Now, was I guilty just going through the motion of life and merely existing myself? Wake up, go to work, take care of patients, come home, tend to the family, spend time with the family, day in, day out. Okay, I'm going to sit here and admit to you, Steve, and the audience here, that yeah, I got into that routine, that rut, and losing my brother really woke me up as to, is this it? I mean, is there more to life than this, or is this it? And
Mm.
I realized, no, work is wonderful. It's blessed. We're blessed to be able to do what we do and impact lives every day. But there's more to that, right? There's family, there's love, there's purpose. It's like, how can I serve even more so? And really losing my brother, just I did a lot of soul searching. You talked about wanting to commit suicide way back when. I mean, my thing was, I went through the anger, the denial,
Mm.
and I was like, okay, you know what? He's still too young. This is not fair, right? The kid's
Did
got
you
a lot
blame
going on.
yourself? Did you blame yourself? Because when you're
Uh,
going through the grief,
there was a little bit of a blame, but it was more so, look, you know what? Take me, right? Take me and let him live. It's like I made the deal with the devil. This is right. I did that. Then when I look back and I'm like, okay, what are we thinking? You're crazy. Because
mm,
I and then with time, with the whole different steps of grieving, I get to this point of acceptance, right? And
yeah,
having that faith, saying, look, Susan, okay, you've got to, whatever faith we're all in, there's this higher being, right? There's a higher being. And you know, she's got it all sorted out. It's like, look, Susan, have faith that everything happens for a reason. Okay. It was your brother's time to go. It was Devin's time to go, to leave this earth, this
yeah,
life
yeah,
as we
yeah,
know it. And you're still here. You're meant to be here, and you're meant for something. There's a reason you're still here. There's a reason you're still here, Steve, right?
yeah,
And
yeah,
so we
yeah,
can share our journeys, so that we can give other courage. And that was, and in the soul searching, it was like, okay, I've got to serve. I received this message that I am to serve beyond my exam room, right? Beyond, and impact lives beyond the patient sitting in my exam chair. So thus getting me into the writing the book, the speaking, and the coaching, and it just kind of, and that one turning point in my life was losing my brother Devin.
yeah, yeah. And and I believe in God, and and I can't do nothing without God in my life, because
Hmm.
I've tried everything. I've tried every single thing, but if people say to me, "Oh yeah, but it's God is not real,"
Hmm.
then I want them to know that you know God is real, and because I know, because when I was on that bridge trying to kind of like commit suicide or end my
Mm-mm.
life,
Wow.
there's I definitely know someone was speaking to me, and it
Hmm.
wasn't. There was no one around, no one around.
Mhm.
And there you go. Susan, thank you very much once again for having. I am so sorry about today. We're running a bit
No,
late.
no, no. It's okay. It's just, hey, we just got to flow with life. We just got to be flexible. All right. That's what it's all about. And I do thank you for the opportunity. And it's just, yeah, this is my second time on as a guest with you. And every time it's just, we learn so much more about each other. And hopefully,
Yeah.
yeah, the audience will have gotten a little
Oh yeah,
something.
you're well. You're well. People are saying, look. This is we do a radio and we do like a podcast here,
Yeah.
and I don't know what happens, but we get messages right here. I've got
Ah,
messages here, and it's got like, um, "Hi Susan, would it be possible if you can say hi to Mark and Tracy? It's their wedding anniversary today, 40 years wedding anniversary.
wow.
Just say hi."
Hi.
There
Hi.
you
Happy
go. There
anniversary
you
again. Thank
go.
you.
Say hi.
Wow. Well, thank you for sharing and messaging.
Hi, Susan. Thank you very much for coming on Steve's program. I think he's an inspiration, but also you are as an eye
Thank
doctor.
thank
Keep
you.
on doing what you're doing because you're so special and you are needed at this time.
Thank you so much. Thank you for being here on Steve's show. I am so blessed that Steve has given me this opportunity. I'm just going to tell you right now. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you. Hi, hi, Susan. Could you tell me, while you're an eye doctor, also do you do surgery?
Do I do surgery? No, no. I do minor procedure. Okay,
Right.
as an optometrist in the U.S. here, I do. When I say minor procedure, is let's say if anybody's got like some metal or some foreign body that's more on the surface, that's not deeply embedded into their eyes, I do those kind of procedure. And if it's way deep and toward the back, at that point, I'm like, okay, let me send you out to my friends here who can get you into the operating room and a little more equipped.
Yeah. And also, I, Susan, why did you become an eye doctor? You could have
Why?
picked something else. Yeah, why?
Why did I become an eye doctor? Well, I will tell you, I'm not originally from the U.S. I'm from Vietnam, and my family came fleeing the war. Um, my parents didn't have the opportunity of a high education, so their big thing is, and we came with nothing. We were in poverty, and didn't speak English, no money, no nothing. And my parents' big thing is, you're going to have this opportunity. We're going to come into the U.S. and you're going to educate, 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 educate. That's going to be your key out of poverty. And me being the eldest, but the expectation was high, right? There was no room
Yeah,
for failure. So I always knew, and also part of my parents' expectations is, you're going to be a doctor. I don't care what kind of doctor, but you're not going to stop
yeah,
until you get that doctorate degree. And through the years with my studying and seeing, having time and learning the different specialty, I chose being an eye doctor because it, for a woman, it's I wouldn't say an easier. It's the lifestyle is a little more amenable to balancing work and family. Okay, I don't have to worry so much about, hey, being on call a lot and running into, to see patients in the middle of the night and all. So those are different factors when I looked at, okay, what kind of specialty do I want to get into? And when I mentor the younger students and they're thinking about, hey, I want to be a doctor, but what kind? That's something I share, especially with my female students, right? Because as a male students, we don't have to worry too much about like, hey, I got time for maternity leave, having a baby, starting a family, and
when
all.
you were living in Vietnam,
Yes.
in Vietnam,
Hmm.
was the war on then when you were living in Vietnam?
Actually, the war was at the tail end. The war ended. Um, More so in April of 75. That's
Right.
when the US, it was the end of April of 75 when the US decided, that's it. Okay, we're pulling out of Vietnam, right? We're pulling all of their troops
Yeah.
out. And it's very interesting you brought that up, Steve, because it just not too long ago on the news when the US decided we're pulling out of Afghanistan, right? We're pulling out of the Middle East. And it's almost like deja vu. Because
Yeah.
when the US decided, okay, we're done here in Vietnam, we're heading home, we're at, then that's when so South Vietnam fell to the communists, right? Because North Vietnam has always been
yeah, yeah,
communistic, and then as soon as South Vietnam fell, it's like so. My family, like many of families, decided, okay, we don't want to live under the regime of the communists. We're out of here. So we fled, and we spent a year in a refugee camp in Thailand, and while waiting for our paper to be processed and sponsorship and all, and coming into the U.S. So we've been in the U.S. since '76, and we have been so blessed. I mean, what amazing opportunities to build a life if you want to build. So when the
there's one
question is,
question.
yes, please.
There's one question what I need to ask you, and um, do you, because you lived in Vietnam, the war and everything,
Mhm.
and your family and stuff like that, do you think that what can I say? Do you feel that um the United States,
Mhm.
the soldiers and everything, or the government
Mhm.
made a big mistake by kind of like killing thousands and thousands of Vietnam people?
Did they make a mistake by killing them? Is that what you're
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Um, no. To me, I think when I look back, and I learned a lot from my father and the history of the Vietnam War from him, is since I was still pretty young then, is that we were grateful the US were there to help.
right, okay. Were
Yeah.
they bad? Were they bad? Were the Vietnam soldiers, were they really bad to their own people then?
Were they bad to their own people?
Yeah,
Um, the one that was bad, when you look at the history of the Vietnam, when you talk about, I mean, just let's just talk about the Vietnamese soldiers. There were two groups, right? There were the group that was in support of keeping the independence and not letting the communists win. So they were working in conjunction with the U.S. soldiers, the Allies,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
But
yeah,
then there was this other group in history. They're known as the Viet Cong, right?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, the VC. Yeah. So they were the, okay, we'll just call them the bad guys, right? Okay, the communists, and they're,
yeah, yeah.
so when you say, okay, well, they're bad, just like in anything in the history, okay, bad guys, good guys, and it's like, yeah. But yeah, it's just what can you do, right? It's politics, and I mean, yeah, what all of us love to live in a world that there's no war, but unfortunately, there's always some war somewhere all
Yeah.
around. Yeah. So, but
Yeah. Sorry about that.
oh no, it's
Um,
okay. It's okay.
there's a couple of us, and then I'll let you go.
Yeah, yeah.
I what was it? I Susan. Would it be possible we can come back on Steve's show in the future because we love seeing you and kind of listening
That's
to
so
what you
good.
say. Yes, we
I
will.
would love to if Steve wants me.
What I'll do is I'll get hold of my wife in a minute, and I will tell my wife to book Susan in again. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
thank
so we'll do
you.
that. Okay, so
Thank you.
um, Susan, would it be possible if you could tell me where I can buy you a book?
Yes, yes. Thank you for asking. Definitely, you can go. Easiest is on Amazon. All right.
Yes, don't
Just go.
forget, guys, my book's on Amazon too.
Yes, too. Both of our books. Yes. So you can find both of our books on Amazon. That's easiest. So thank you. Thank you so
Yes,
much for inquiring.
yeah, brilliant. Susan, before I go, don't forget, you buy my book, I buy yours,
Yes, sir. Yes,
right?
sir.
Okay, and what we do, and when we come on again next month,
Yeah.
or when I will kind of like make sure that I will show you your book.
There
Okay,
you go. Yeah. Yes, we'll
all
do
right.
that. We're
And
here
if
to
you could
support one another, Steve. That's what it's all about.
supporting each other. Yes,
That's right. That's
yes,
right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, love to you and the family and everybody, and thank
Thank
you very
you.
much, Susan.
Yes.
Bless
Take
you,
care, and we'll talk again. Have a wonderful day.
and you. Bye bye.
All right. Bye bye. Thank you.